Let's hop in. 231. Let's full screen this. All right. Everything feels blown out. Too bright. Too bright. All right, here we go. Drat, I'm feeling chilly again. I'd better avoid him as much as possible and buy some time. Until this godforsaken night comes to an end. I think I joked a little bit like, what if the executioner had this weird effect where it stayed night until he killed somebody? And I was like, I don't know if he'd be able to do that. You will die. I'm alone here right now. All that I can trust is the information I've gathered, the stories I've collected, and myself. You've made a mistake. Wait, there's more than one. I just realized that. I wasn't even paying attention. I glossed past this. I was looking at the people through this, but wasn't looking here. There's more than one. Okay. You've made a mistake. They all look really cool. No, you're the one who messed up. What? There are two ways to survive the night in the industrial complex. The first is to run from the executioners until the night is over. But there's another way. Of course there's another way. Have you forgotten? The revolutionary and the executioners aren't the only ones in this scenario. The second way to survive the night. How? Tell me. Someone is using their life force to protect you. Who? Whoa. Oh, you executioners can only give one mark of death each night. Hold on. The second way to survive the night is by receiving help from the Guardian. Who's the Guardian? The protection was successful, and the mark of death has been lifted. Okay, so of course there's always another way, right? Doksha's always revealing stuff to us. The plot's always revealing stuff to us. It's staggered, so Doksha has the upper hand always. But okay, so the executioners, for a second I was like, since there's a ton of them, I wonder if I thought they were gonna word it like each executioner can give one mark, but it seems like all of the executioners together combined can only mark one person. So that seems like kind of like it's in a way where if the Guardian were to just be like, oh no, not tonight, the executioners are kind of just like SOL. Why am I sitting here trying to be fair? why am I trying to keep this fair? But okay, so there's a revolutionary, there are executioners, and now there is this Guardian party. So I wonder who the Guardian is. And it was like the shield, but then it had like the 5 little orbs on top of it, and one of them was black. So I wonder if it's like the Guardian can only give protection to a certain amount of people per night. I'm assuming that just because the executioners, while it seems like they're wildly busted, they're invulnerable at night. Like if they go after someone, like they can't get away or all this stuff, they have to kill someone in order for this to end. But they're then gated by, oh, like they only can do this once. So if this person finds a way out of it, then they're kind of like they can't use that mark anymore. So I feel like it would have to be balanced in a way. If it wasn't balanced, then it just would be wildly insane. All right, I'm done babbling. Seeing as you're loitering around, you must also be curious about who will be the next Demon King. Wow. Okay. Let me try again. Had an important text message, my bad. Seeing as you're loitering around, you must also be curious about who will be the next Demon King. Well, sure. I guess the envoy really visited because of the rumor that the Demon King has appeared, huh? Sticking around to give my report, but I may as well dig up some info while I'm at it. Siswitz, Gilobat, Melodon, Bearcan. For hundreds of years, power in the 73rd Demon Realm has been kept in balance by the 4 Dukes. Gilobat, Melodon, Bearcan, and Siswitz, okay? Okay. Looking at their insignias. It's hard to believe that the peace they maintained for hundreds of years could be shaken like this by a mere rumor. It's sort of funny, a Demon King appearing after all this time. Wouldn't you agree? There are already signs of the Demon King. What? How do you know? Ugh. Apparently, Vedas joined forces with the Melodon and the Nebula. Hold on. Vedas joined joined forces with the Melodon Industrial Complex. I'm like, the Nebula? Are you saying a Nebula is stepping in? It's no secret in the entire Star Stream that Constellation and Demon Kings are sworn enemies, right? It's unbelievable that constellations are interfering in matters of the Demon Realm, even risking backlash from the Demon Kings. So I wonder if this is in conjunction. I wonder if this was in conjunction with what they did using Deus Ex Machina with the whole scenario. Because if the nebulas, if Olympus, Vedas, and Papyrus, if those nebulas went all in using Deus Ex Machina, making sure that the 73rd Demon King was killed, so that Doksha would have to either take the role, just so that Doksha would die. If they did all of that to make sure that happened, and they were certain that he did die, or he wouldn't come back, what would be the alternative reason for them to be meddling in the 73rd Demon Realm? Could this be something of a... That's why I'm wondering if they did that. Like if they've joined forces with one of these, with the Melodon Industrial Complex, because of the events that we just saw, the events that are currently airing for everyone in the 73rd Demon Realm. That's what I'm wondering. Or is this something else? Like that, those events happened, they did Deus Ex Machina, they made sure that Doksha got expelled, and now on top of that, they're now meddling in the 73rd Demon Realm, just in case he might still be alive and find his way somewhere in the 73rd Demon Realm. There's just two different possibilities that I'm thinking about. I don't know which one's right, or if any of it's right, but I'm just wondering if that could be the case. Let me continue. Maybe if I keep reading, I might learn. You know, I do that all the time. My bad. Apparently, Veda joined forces with the Melodon Industrial Complex. Are you saying a nebula is stepping in? It's no secret in the entire Star Stream that Constellation and Demon Kings are sworn enemies. It's unbelievable that constellations are interfering in matters of the Demon Realm, even risking backlash from the Demon Kings. Does that mean a Demon King will truly appear? I guess that's why the Duke was so busy. Yes, after all, he's the most likely to be the Demon King. Bing! New main scenario is open. The 24th revolutionary game has begun. Oh, what is this message? You probably don't know about it because you haven't been here long. This happens sometimes. The revolutionary game. It's a main scenario here. It's a no big deal, so don't worry about it. Just wait a bit and the executioners will bring in the revolutionary head. Seems like we're in for an interesting sight. Who is this? Sir! What is it? Someone's declared themselves the revolutionary. What? Who? It's a new revolutionary. Right, but what's their name? Well, it was Jeong-jak? Wait, what did you just say? It was a man named Jeong-jak Yu. He called himself Jeong-jak Yu? Do you know him? Oh yeah, I know him. So where did he show up? Interesting. Okay. Interesting. If I'm supposed to recognize who this is, I don't. I do not. If I'm supposed to recognize who this is, I don't. That's why I do stuff live. People can help me. I don't. All right, let me continue. I knew the Guardian would come out of hiding if I did that. Eileen said that even the civil council members don't know who the revolutionary is, which means the other incarnations wouldn't know who they are either. So even if the Guardian wanted to protect them, they wouldn't know who to protect. But what if the revolutionary revealed themselves? You were lucky. A new revolutionary! A new revolutionary has appeared! No one died this night. That's cool. I like this panel a lot. I like that. Chapter 38, Fake Revolutionary Part 2. Hidden Scenario, Fake Revolutionary. Category Hidden. Difficulty SS. Clear conditions. You pretend to be the revolutionary and became the self-proclaimed revolutionary. In the time allotted, you must kill the true... That's what that means? In the time allotted, you must kill the true revolutionary and take their title. I thought... Did I misunderstand? I thought that if the revolutionary were to die, then he would take the title. He's got to kill him? If you fail, you will meet a terrible death. Time limit 30 days. Reward 150,000 coins. Entry to a new main scenario. Penalty for failure, death. So the gist of it is, I've got to find the real revolutionary. Okay, ask away. Are you a total fool? Do you have any idea what you've done? Revolution. Revolution my eye. You're a fake. What exactly were you trying to accomplish? Everything's over now. You wanted this to happen too. Start a revolution and kill the Duke. I didn't want it like this. This is just a sham. What does it matter if it's fake or real? As long as it happens, it's a revolution. A revolution isn't some joke. I didn't declare myself the revolutionary lightly. The fact that you can say that so easily just shows how unserious you are about this. Do you think you can accomplish a revolution on your own? It's a scenario that can't be completed to begin with. Lady, you are doubting the wrong person. You're doubting the wrong person. The reason I've relied on exiles is because it's impossible to kill the Duke through the original scenario. You can't even kill those darn executioners, let alone the Duke. People are going to die because of you. No, you'll likely be the first to die. I won't. You saw I didn't die earlier. That was just pure luck. Do you think the Guardian will protect you again? Yep, I think so. You may not know this, but the Guardian's protection uses up their life force. Every time they use it, their points drop, and eventually they die. They may have used it this once, but nobody's going to protect you a second or third time. Eileen, you know more about this place than me, but it doesn't seem like you understand the people. This whole conversation is interesting because he brought up a chapter or two ago how all of their reactions are completely different than what he remembers from TWSA. So like all of this is like kind of like new conversations that he's having. Do you really think it's possible? I do. But you're not the revolutionary. That's why I need your help. Let's create a revolution without a revolutionary. So Doksha's this is the whole thing of him trying to speedrun it. He's been the whole time since he's been in Siswitz, this industrial complex. I mentioned this, was the last time or two streams ago, where I'm like, it feels like he's been fast tracking it. Like usually the series will play out akin it to playing a video game and watching the cutscenes, playing a story game and watching the cutscenes. Omniscient Reader has been like watching the cutscenes of a good story. And since we've been here, it feels like Doksha is skipping the cutscenes. Like instead of letting things play out how they should, he's like, yep. This is what I need. He's skipping dialogue. He's pushing through it. So now that he's gotten this hidden scenario where he needs to kill the revolutionary so that he can become the revolutionary, he's been given a time limit of 30 days. My guess is I don't think Doksha would want to kill the revolutionary. I probably would think, for whatever reason, I think the revolutionary might be the kid. What's his name? Heyo? For whatever reason, I don't know why I feel that way. It just feels like it would line up for the new main character to be the revolutionary. Like from a TWSA standpoint, we introduced this new character, supposed to be the second main character, and this title of the revolutionary, who's supposed to be this important person in this whole scenario, is not the new main character. I feel like it would have to be. So I don't think Doksha would want to kill this person. So he's been given a time limit of 30 days. So now he's like, all right, got this hidden scenario. I have 30 days. I'm trying to fast track this. Right? I'm trying to fast track this. He's going to try to get through this whole revolution. Kill the Duke, become the 73rd Demon King before the scenario's up. That's my guess. That would be my guess. I don't know. I have no idea. Watch finish the revolution scenario without becoming the true revolutionary. Right. Yep. I do feel that way. I do. All right. Let's create a revolution without a revolutionary. We need to find the people in each position. This is a game that can't be won alone. The Guardian is just the minimum requirement for survival. Oh, so there's more. You need a fighter to go up against the executioners and a spy to root out the hidden executioners. We can find them one at a time. I don't think the required people are as far away as you might think. Eileen? What is it? Someone's asking to see you. I told you I'm busy. Send them away. I think these are the individuals that we might be looking for. Well, he claims he's the Guardian. The barkeep. Are you really the revolutionary? Versus Bubble, about to tell him no. I gave up some of my life to protect you and you're not even the revolutionary? The bar owner. You're the Guardian? That's right. I told you they'd be nearby. I never expected them to be this close, though. Why haven't you done anything until now? If you really are the Guardian, you've had multiple opportunities to save people. I had to save my points. I'm sure you know this too, but the Guardian can only save one person per day, a total of 5 times. If I'd saved someone else, the revolutionary would have died. You sound as if you were certain the revolutionary would appear. I've been waiting. Not everyone gave up like you did, Eileen. Ooh, ooh. Are you finished? Ooh, stung her. Now, Eileen, sir. Stop fighting and think about what to do now. Isn't it a good thing for us that the Guardian has come forward on his own? Then again, I was surprised too. I thought you only knew how to cook. Honestly, couldn't you have at least given us a clue? Why don't we exchange names first? My name's Mark, and you are? Are you gonna lie again, Dokes, or are you gonna tell your real name? He's gonna lie again. I'm Zhengyak Yu. Look, he's gonna lie again. Now, question. Nobody really was around. Am I supposed to know who this is? I promise you, I don't. I don't remember. Am I supposed to realize who this is? Maybe. They did the whole, he took off the mask, did the reveal thing, and I was like, I don't remember. If I'm supposed to, I don't remember. Now, if we get it revealed to us later on and they flash it back and da-da-da, then cool. But like, if it was supposed to be like a dun-da-da-da, no, I was like, ooh, I don't know. It felt like a big moment, right? This reveal scene right here, this felt like a huge moment where it's just like, ha. And I'm like, I don't know. Okay. This is a good chapter. He's just probably some guy. He's someone. So we now, okay, so we have the revolutionary. And so you have the revolutionary that is out there. You have a fighter that's designated to go up against the executioners, a spy to root out hidden executioners, and then you have the Guardian as well that protects the revolutionary. So you have 4 positions, I'll say that need to be filled. We don't know who the revolutionary is. We know who the Guardian is. Dokes right now is occupying the revolutionary spot. So we have 3 other people that we need to find that are probably going to reveal themselves. I do think they're not going to reveal themselves as openly as like the Guardian did. I do think we'll probably have to go through another night. And during that other night where the executioners come out and things start to get active, I do think we might get the fighter. I don't think all of them are just going to pull up one day and be like, we're all here. I think it's going to be over the course of a couple of days where things keep happening and everyone comes forward as their title. That's what I do think that. I feel like the fighter showing up during like the next night or something when things get dire. I do feel like that would be an easy one to like foresee. I wonder if Dokes can see who they are with character profile. That's a good question. He hasn't tried yet. But I do wonder, like, if you were to look at character profile on Mark, would it say that he is the fighter? Because if that's the case, why not just walk around the entire industrial complex and just strike up conversations with everyone? And plus, he's the revolution. Like, he is the revolutionary to the people. So who knows? But that's you play a rough game. That'll be actually stupid. You play a difficult game because apparently there are hidden executioners. So you don't want to go around making yourself vulnerable or having like the Guardian associate himself with Doksha, and then the Executioner's like, this must be the Guardian, this must be his fire, something. You wouldn't want to get caught up. So yeah, it's very interesting how this is developing. I didn't think that this would be like the direction that we're going. No, I did not see other like these other titles, other positions showing up. I thought this would just be like a solo thing that the Revolutionary would have to go through. It's interesting though. I would like to know, is it outside of like the very clear reason of because of everything that Doksha's done, he's changed some stuff and things are different. I wonder how much is different from TWSA. Just harking back on that comment Doksha had before. Whenever he was like, they are reacting completely differently than what I know them to react, which is forcing these conversations. So I wonder, I don't know, it's like weird where you have Doksha not stuck with Eileen, but dealing with Eileen. And then you have Mark, who's like, dog, you gave up. Like, not everybody gave up. We had hope. We wanted to do these things. But you gave up. And I would assume her giving up would be her working for, like, the Dukes and stuff, making those items and everything. And now that she's kind of not doing it anymore and Doksha's dragging her back, it's this rough... She has, like, this abrasiveness to her where she's kind of skeptical on everything. Just thought of something. That even if Doksha claims this industrial complex is not enough to claim the realm, because they said that there are 3 other complexes. Yeah, maybe he will have some competition with the rest for the title. Maybe. So that they said it was 4 industrial complexes. So you have Siswitz, you have Gilobat, you have Meladon, and you have, what was the 4th one? Siswitz, Gilobat, Meladon, and Barracan. So you have 4, and right now we're in Siswitz, and the Duke from they said the Duke from Gilobat has come. Is it the Duke or is it something else? Or a different title has come to Siswitz because they're talking about the new Demon King, the rumors of the new Demon King. These guys out here said that the Duke for Siswitz is the one that's most likely to become the Demon King. Like, there's a lot of politics that are going on that we're being introduced to. So these guys said that the Duke from Siswitz is the one that most likely will become the Demon King. So maybe this Duke has the most influence. Gilobat is seemingly working with Siswitz to make sure that a 73rd Demon King kind of doesn't happen. While on top of that, Veda is working with Meladon. And what capacity, we do not know. We do not know if this was a relationship established to make sure that they could get rid of Doksha, like if this was a part of like the Deus Ex Machina and all that stuff, or if this is something completely different altogether. We don't know anything about Barracan. Like, we just learned that Barracan and Meladon existed, but we got a little extra info on Meladon. So the politics are definitely rolling. We do know that, well, we know that the Dukes in the industrial complexes do not want a Demon King to come into power, because that means their influence automatically is diminished, because the Demon King will then rule the realm. But we do not know, like, we don't know what these politics and what certain industrial complexes teaming up, what that means. Will Siswitz make a play to devalue the rest of them so that he can become the Demon King? Will Meladon, with the support of Veda, with the Demon Kings and constellations actually working together, would that be a play to get them to become the Demon King or something else? Who knows? Who knows? But it's definitely interesting. Definitely interesting. Because as far as we know, Demon Dukes are only inferior to the Demon Kings in terms of ranking and status. Yes. Like, there's no other buffer between them. It's Demon King, and then next thing is a Duke. It would be cool if all those demons become Doksha's followers. It would be cool. It would be cool if he were to become the 73rd Demon King and then unite the entire realm under him. But then at that point, at what point does him doing that benefit him and help him out going back to the main scenario and continuing going through the scenarios on Earth? If that's his goal, like if his goal is to get back to Earth and continue the scenarios, what does becoming the 73rd Demon King and not actively ruling over your realm do? Or would he become the 73rd Demon King and title alone, and then like establish the 4 industrial complexes as like some new government or whatever, or like as like the Dukes and this? So then he's just like, all right, I'll dip in, and you guys just rule over the 73rd Demon Realm in my place. I'll come in whenever, but that's what I'm not understanding. If Doksha, that's why I don't think it's gonna happen. I would love for it to happen, but I don't think it's in the cards for him to become the 73rd Demon King and keep the title. That's the thing. Become it and keep it. Well, like, that's what I don't see how that helps out outside of just becoming a Demon King. More influence, more power, all that stuff outside, like not even thinking about that, because we know that all that stuff will come with gaining the title. Like, what would I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm really enjoying this arc though. I'm easily enjoying this arc a lot. I'm not sure if there's anything else from this chapter necessarily that needs to be hit on. Like, this chapter felt very like this happened, and we'll wait till next week. Continue the fight with the executioners. They pulled up. The Guardian protected Doksha. The night ended. I guess it is a big deal that no one died. And then we get more lore on the 73rd Demon Realm. The revelation of the names of the other 2 houses. The fact that Veda's working with one of the industrial complexes. The Guardian reveals himself, and we have some conversations about having a revolution without a revolutionary. My friend over here just said something that might be true. Watch the Demon Kings have a rule of the jungle type dynamic where there's no friends or partners. If that's true, then that's stressful to deal with on top of all the other enemies Doksha has. That would make the most sense. Like, yeah, like why would you want to deal with that? Why would you? And also, Doksha becoming a Demon King as well. I feel like if he were to return to the scenarios on Earth, wouldn't that just make the scenarios that much more harder because of the rough relationship that Demon Kings and constellations have? So yes, it would be like, oh, it's Doksha, but then at the same time, it's like he's a Demon King now, even though he has the title of Demon King of Salvation. Like, if he were to actually legit become the 73rd Demon King for real, not just for that scenario, I feel like that would just make things infinitely harder. Because I would assume he would have to then deal. It would be like he's dealing with the fact that Constellations and Demon Kings don't get together. Who knows what the probability would be on him with this incurred title. Then if there is this rule of the jungle type thing where all the different Demon Kings really don't rock with each other like that and everything is abrasive, you'll then have to be dealing with that on top of it. I feel like him becoming a Demon King with all the information that I feel like I have right now I feel like that would be like what making things harder. But who knows, maybe him becoming the Demon King and him he's always got some backup plan to a backup plan that he's always working on. So who knows, maybe him becoming a Demon King allows for something else to happen that he needs down the line. I don't know. That's probably what would happen if he does become it. Doksha becoming the 73rd Demon King will also flip the entire star stream over, because that's not supposed to happen, right? But then again, Doksha already did some BS that should not be possible. Yes, he should not be able to be. I feel like he shouldn't be able to become a Demon King. Not as quickly as he is doing it. Not as quickly. Like, he's doing it too quick. It's this 10th scenario on Earth. Last time we were on Earth, we were going into the 10th scenario. And I feel like it was not long for him to be where he is. Like, he's absurdly powerful. He has all these different stories that people get a glimpse of the stories he has, and they're like, no way. Like, it seems like not real. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Like, what is the rest of the series if that's that? I don't know. That's crazy. Absolutely crazy. It's a good chapter, though. I guess the last thing I can bring up is, and part of me is like I'm more 60 40 70 30 on Doksha continuing to use Jungyakyu's name whenever he does something. Like, yes, does it make things harder for Jungyakyu? Of course. Can Jungyakyu handle it? Of course. And is it smart? I do think it is smart for him not to use his real name. I mentioned this before, but too many series do you have a character not come up with an alias or have an alias and just give their real name, and because of things they've done in the past, their real name gets them jammed up. So I like that Doksha isn't just casually and freely and loosey goosey just throwing his name out. Like, you would know Doksha's name because of your dealings with him, but if you just were to cross paths with him, he's not gonna be like, yeah, I'm Doksha. He's not gonna do that. That's the last thing he needs. Last thing he needs is for something he's done to have screwed you in some way, and then he tells you his name, and then all of a sudden all of a sudden you're now enemies, and you have an issue with him. Jungyak, yeah. It's like Jungyak can handle it, so it's fine. we can continue throwing him under the bus. Jungyak gets so many notifications of your influence is growing somewhere, and he's just like, it has to be Doksha. It has to be. Who else would be throwing my name around? It has to be this guy. So I'm like 60 40 70 30 on him continuing to use Jungyak's name. I enjoy the bit. It's always going to be funny no matter when he does it. Every time he does it, it's funny. Every single time he does it, it's funny. I just wonder if Doksha will ever get to a point where he does start like using his name. I just wonder if he'll ever get to that point. I just find it interesting because he's like Doksha's a constellation. He's a demon king of salvation, not a real demon king, but he's the demon king of salvation. But it's in comparison to like the Starstream and other constellations and nebulas that are out there. He's accomplished a lot. Yes, he's really powerful. Yes, but he still like can pale in comparison to other things that are out there. So it's like he's not strong enough to just throw his name around. But Jungyak is. It's weird. It's like this weird thing where it's like Jungyak is. It's fine. But I don't think I'd feel that comfortable enough to just throw my name around. Especially after what I just went through, where the mere fact of me existing and me doing what I'm doing has all of these nebulas, 3 different nebulas wanting me to die so damn bad. So I wouldn't be wanting to throw my name around too much. Especially if word gets around that I'm still alive too, and I'm trying to come back. Yeah, I don't want that going around.